and he was going through kind of a hard time. Goes back home, doing all right, gets pneumonia and dies. And before anyone really found out whether there was any drugs in his system or not, they just went ahead and went with the story that they thought he had OD'd because he was real bad off.
So when did the story come out? Like the truth come out?
There was a reality show about him.
Really?
Yeah, that I watched that explained all that. That showed him going back and showed him and his mom and blah, blah, blah and all that. And the fact that, you know, that I think it was his mom that was saying that it was a shame that they publicized all that about it. Now, we can look that up again and we can correct that, but, you know, that's what I heard.
I'll look that up tonight.
That's what I heard. You know what I heard? Oh, goodness. Let's see here. Sitting here and flippity-dipping through some pages, some real person-type notes that we might have taken. We went over game systems. Hey, I'm gonna get you into some mixed martial arts. We're gonna have to check that out a little bit. Just from an outside perspective, somebody that's not all into it. And what have I got here? Shout out to Jason Ellis. Ellis makes skateboards. Check them out.
Oh, my sister-in-law's pregnant, right?
Okay.
And
yes, sir.
We're finding out the sex of the baby tomorrow.
Okay.
But I was wanting to know, you know, the onesies.
How much? Onesies, yes.
The onesies for a newborn baby, okay? You know how they button at the bottom, right?
Right.
Okay, well, you know how up here at the collar, they have that little open flap that looks like it has one stitched right there?
Okay.
Well, you know what that's for?
I have no idea.
A lot of people unsnap the bottom of it if they, like, shit their pants, you know, and it gets in the onesie, and they'll pull it up, and it'll be all over their face and everything, right?
Okay.
Or all over the back. Well, that flap right there that you see on both sides is just slides over their arms. So you can just take it down from,
there you go.
Pull it from top to bottom.
Now you're ready to have a kid, man. You just need to
Okay,
find
and I just found that out from my sister-in-law because she saw it on some TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, dude, this
the
is like...
things you should know.
Yeah, it was like random things you
Quit
should know.
wiping poo-poo all over your babies.
Yeah.
It's not good for them.
And we're like, and she's like, I've been through 2 kids and didn't even know that shit. but a lot of people don't, you know? It's just something that you don't realize.
No, hey, did you know, and this is one of those things that I had gotten my dog a flea collar, okay?
Yeah.
Did you know that before you put a flea collar on, you have to stretch it out?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that. I had never activated a flea collar in my life, man.
Really?
Never even read
Dude,
the box.
I read the box the first time I got it, man, but I don't think I stretched it far enough because they're not working.
It just takes a little bit. I mean, but yeah, Pops was like, hey, what do you think you're doing? And I was like, okay.
Just putting them on.
Yeah.
But I need to figure out how long you hold them stretched out.
I think all you should say on the box. So let's see here, we're checking out a little bit of a cult classic comedy here on the old audio visual equipment working tonight. It wasn't for last. Or was it last night? I don't even remember, man.
It was. We left them with Van Wilder, remember?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep. So. Oh man, I was talking to the Wolfgang today.
Right?
And he was like, man, he's like, I really miss you guys. And I was like, well, you're coming down next weekend, so, you know, it'll be alright. That's what he told me.
Right?
But I don't know what's going on.
He said something about him and Winston coming in for an extended stay.
Well, how long?
He's something about indefinitely. I don't know. Indefinitely, whatever that means.
Oh, no.
Like, for a minute. not
hot
defined.
minute?
That's a non-defined time.
Oh,
which could be a minute, an hour, a day. And normally, you know what? They normally kind of have us hook up, like, show them where the proper ladies are, especially Winston. He's real picky when it comes to the ladies.
He is.
But both of them together are a holy terror. But what I'm saying is they normally come in, they blaze through here, you know what I mean? And then they're gone again. They'll be gone to Houston or Sugar Land or wherever the action's at.
Airland.
Wherever or wherever the roller derby's kicking.
Yeah. I don't know where that is. I don't care to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It takes a lot of heart to get out there and, I guess, bulldog other women. I think it's no, I mean, I think there's a movie about it. I don't know. There is a movie about, yes. Like, about a girl.
Juno?
Juno what?
Is it Juno?
Juno what?
Juno.
I don't know.
The movie's called Juno.
Oh. The movie's called I Know?
Juno.
I don't know that.
Fucking A.
I know that movie too, though.
Juno.
You know what? Was that a good movie? I did not get a chance to
I don't know. I didn't care to watch either.
But, hey, if anyone out there finds Ed's Glass Eye, please send me an email at robczombie@hotmail.com, and we'll try to get it back to you.
And I worked on getting an email address. I'm not really for sure what my shit is.
Hey, the show, what we will do is...
oh, no, it's carsonturner@yahoo.com.
There you go. So, get ready to have your mailbox full. Let's see. What would you do? Okay? Hypothetical situation. Okay, you ready? What would you do if Al-Qaeda captured us right now? Took us into the back of their van.
Okay.
What are we going to do right this minute?
What I would do, okay?
Okay, let's do it. Let's say this. We see them coming up the driveway. Right.
You know you're already outnumbered. Okay. So just get that in front.
Yes, we're outnumbered.
Okay.
But how many of them are there from what we can see?
From what we can see,
6.
in the dark, you can't see many, but you can hear voices. Counting on voices, you might hear 4 or 5.
Okay.
Getting out of the car. Okay.
So we're already out of here. We're across the property, and we're in the woods across the street while they raid this place, right?
I know for a fact that
they got
probably
cell phones.
got guns.
Yes, they do. And so do we,
but
I don't. This is the one time I don't have my gun in my pocket. 911's not going to be here fast enough. Well, we got 2 cell phones.
No, listen, what you do.
911 on this cell phone.
911 on this cell phone.
The other one, my older brother. Where's your phone? Call your older brother.
My older brother's number for some fucking
reason. We don't need to call him because, look, we're already out of here. We saw him.
Yeah.
We just shot through that yard, and we're in the woods behind Donnie's. You feel me?
Yeah.
They're coming here. We just turned the TV up a little bit and shot out of here. Right?
Okay, but no. I thought you were talking about what would you do if they were already walking up.
Okay. What would you do then?
And they would come to capture us, okay?
Okay,
they're already walking up. You can't really, because obviously I can't really see. What I would do...
Okay, I got a chainsaw, and I'm dumping down by the door, and I hope this son of a bitch starts. My mechanic better be good, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the chainsaw. Look around you for weapons, man. You got to find something.
That's what I was about to say.
Look at that right there on that shelf, dude.
I'm going to come
That's
up.
the zombie axe from hell.
I'm going to come up and grab the fucking zombie axe.
There you go.
Okay.
Right?
I got the zombie axe.
Look, that's it. That's your ass right there.
I got the Zombiacs, but I know that they might have weapons. They're naturally gonna have fucking guns.
Right. So it's all hand to hand, man.
It's gonna be hand to hand, but if they're coming in to capture us, because why the fuck would they be here? You know?
Exactly.
They're coming in to capture us, so they're obviously not gonna shoot us.
Right.
They're not gonna kill us. So they might shoot us to injure us, to drop us,
Right.
but I would fucking definitely take that fucking axe, and I'd go to town.
What I would do is I would just have to leave you with that axe for about 13 seconds.
Yeah.
So I can make it to the gun cabinet, man.
Yeah.
That's the only thought I had.
Well, fucking, if that damn chainsaw
How about
works,
this?
You come in, blaze on that.
We the chainsaw and the zombie axe together just to make a path to the gun cabinet, and we're cleared. Boom! Mission accomplished.
Fuck yeah.
We got our
But then, okay, what would you do if you were running out onto the street after that and you look up and you got a whole fucking crew coming at you?
Oh.
What I would do
Pop, pop, pop.
is you would continue running in. You would continue running into your house, right?
Right.
I would dip off and go to mine.
Right.
That's it,
man.
You know.
That's what I'm saying.
My brother's a military trained motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the one person I feel safe with. You know.
The first thing I was like, call whoever has the gun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're an advocate for gun safety. Hey, you know what, we're talking about guns loosely or whatever, joking around and stuff, but on the news, bro, there was all this stuff about kids getting shot, okay? And my heart goes out to you guys, if anything. Man, with kids and your guns, okay, keep your gun locked. Keep your gun locked up. Keep your gun away from your kids. But the number one thing that they never bring up, and they didn't bring up on the news, and that I'm going to bring up right now is teach your kids about guns.
Yeah.
Teach your kids about guns, fellas.
Bring them up in the right way about it.
No,
you know?
exactly. Hey, let me tell you something. If you broke into my house whenever we were young, because you're breaking into somebody's house that whenever I was 6 or 7 or 8 years old, I was out hunting with the fellas.
Yeah.
We were out hunting squirrels, rabbits, deer, hogs, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So you're breaking into a house of a hunter, an 8-year-old hunter, you know what I'm saying, that knows how to use that gun well.
Right.
And is trained to protect his house, you know.
Right.
It's not just a little kid, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Little kids don't get enough credit because they're very intelligent. They
Oh,
pick
fuck
up on
yeah.
a lot of stuff. You know, if you think back to when you were 8 or 9, you know, I mean, your cognitive thought is kind of like some words don't add up until much later. You know, like I was thinking the other day about the cartoon character Popeye.
Yeah.
And it's because his eyes, he's got a popped out eye. Popeye. You know, he's got one close, always has one. Anyway, did you ever think that with Popeye, that he has a popped eye?
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, I didn't.
Okay, see, I thought that the other day, and I was like, you know, Popeye. That's the easiest name. Is normally something you just don't think of. But the point is, teach your kids about guns. My pop, the first thing he taught us, a gun is always loaded. No matter what anyone tells you, a gun is always loaded.
Yeah.
Never point a gun at anyone or anything unless you intend to kill it.
Right.
You know, I mean, just
Like,
certain
yeah.
little things like that. And
I
number
don't
3,
own a gun.
if you
I don't wanna
if
own
you
a
ever
gun,
mess
you
with
know?
any of my guns, you know, and you're not supposed to, that's your ass. Teach your kids about guns.
When I get, whenever I have a family, you know.
Oh, that's a bridge you'll cross when you get to it. But you are.
Until then, I don't have no business with a fucking gun.
Well, hey, and let's
my
say,
ADHD.
hey, how about this one? What was it? But the point is, teach your kids about guns, you know, and keep your gun locked up.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, if you would have broke into my house whenever we were young kids, thinking you're fixing to, like, I don't know, kidnap some kids or something.
Yeah.
Parents aren't at home. You're fixing to get your head blown off
Hell
by
yeah.
a kid that knows how to use a gun. and that would never